Hello there, I do hope you're well. It's been a while since we last met. Now, since we last met, a lot of things have been happening in politics. Allegations of corruption against the Conservative Party, tosh. We've heard suggestions that MPs should give up their second jobs. Give up their second jobs? Absolute tosh. How is somebody supposed to live on £82,000 a year? I spend £82,000 on ivory back scratchers every month. Anyway, the issue of Brexit came up. Of course, Brexit is something close to my heart. And another issue connected to Brexit was also brought up in the House of Commons. Let's hear about that.
Speaker, there is a certain irony in ministers telling France to respect the TCA in full when it comes...
Here we have boring Hilary Ben. Hilary Ben, obviously an arch Ramoner.
...to fish, while at the same time threatening to scrap the Northern Ireland Protocol. And I only hope that the change in tone I think we detect in the last week or so is a sign that the government realises it needs to step back from the brink. Indeed, both sides do, because a trade war with the EU is in nobody's interest. The question I want to put is about the European Court of Justice, because we've heard what businesses in Northern Ireland have said about the impact of the protocol, but can the Minister tell us how many of them have raised with him the role of the ECJ, which is something, of course, that the government signed up to when it agreed the protocol in the first place?
None whatsoever. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, the right honourable gentleman should understand, and I'm sure he does, that Article 16, the activation of it, is not scrapping the protocol. It is part of the agreement. It is a valid part of the agreement. And as for the CJEU, he asks who has raised the Court of Justice of the European Union. What people do raise, and raise on a regular basis, is sovereignty.
Fantastic. Bravo. Kudos to you, sir. Michael Ellis, wonderful man. Not perfect, of course, because he used to believe in staying in the European Union, but obviously he has now become a Brexiteer, so kudos to that. Yes, sovereignty. Who cares about businesses? Who cares about insecurity for businesses in Northern Ireland? It's not important. What's important is sovereignty. What is the point in having a country if you don't have sovereignty? And what did people vote for? 17.4 million people back in 2016 voted to leave the European Union to get their sovereignty back because they didn't have sovereignty before. Sovereignty didn't exist until 2016, okay? 2020, 2019. But sovereignty exists now, okay? That's what people voted for. That's what they wanted. Look, businesses, if they're having problems in Northern Ireland or in Britain, nobody cares about that. That's not important. What's important is sovereignty. That's what people voted for.
And they say that they want their laws decided democratically by the people of this country.
Exactly. We don't want unelected bureaucrats making decisions for the people of Britain. Lord Frost has seen the end of that, has seen an end to that. So we want our sovereignty back. Democracy and sovereignty. We can't have that as part of the European Union.
And it is not normal, in my limited experience of the law, if I can put it that way.
Don't be so modest, sir.
It is not normal for where there are two parties, for the courts of one party to resolve disputes between the two in an agreement. So it is not a normal situation, and the European Union have shown in the infraction proceedings that they already brought, in my respectful submission, in a precipitate manner, when we had essential cause to take actions to protect food supply in Northern Ireland, that this isn't just theoretical. This is something that they are prepared to do. They've shown they are prepared to do it. We therefore need to take sovereignty seriously. This side of the House does take sovereignty seriously and will continue to do so.
Well done, sir. Well done. Well said. This side of the aisle, the Conservatives are taking sovereignty seriously. Obviously, the Labour Party don't care about sovereignty. They care about businesses operating or jobs or whatever. We care about sovereignty because that's what pays the bills, in a sense. Now, Boris Johnson and Mr. Ellis here is correct. when he suggests that the European Union triggered Article 16 back in January. The European Union were not happy with Britain leaving, and as a punishment, they triggered Article 16. Of course they triggered Article 16 because Boris Johnson said that on Wednesday. He said that the European Union triggered Article 16. Nobody contradicted him, so it must be true. And also the Express has said that Article 16 has been triggered by the European Union. So obviously it's true as well. So if the European Union can trigger Article 16, why can't Boris Johnson? To protect sovereignty. As I said, it's not about protecting businesses. Businesses will be okay, but they won't be okay if sovereignty is not protected. Let me know in the comments. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time.